Okay, there we go. All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Breakthrough Emotional Eating Podcast. We are going totally rogue today. And we are live, not in the Breakthrough Emotional Eating community. We are live on my personal profile in Facebook today. And the reason why is that we are combining the podcast with day number 4. Actually, it's day 3, but we're talking about day 4 strategy of what I'm calling the Hope for the Holidays challenge that we are doing currently on my Facebook profile. And if you are listening on the podcast and you are not a friend of mine on Facebook, you absolutely can be. My profile is totally public, and so if you are ever interested in jumping on to any of the things that we're doing, if you don't feel like joining my group and you just want to see what we're doing on the, see what we're doing in the group and on my profile, I forget what my little call number is. I don't know. Anyway, if you look up Kristen Jones, it's with an I-N. It's the right way to spell it. You'll be able to find me. Again, it's a public account. And so we're doing lots of, hi, Beverly. Oh my gosh, did you get my message earlier? I hope you did. Thank you so much for jumping on. I'm so glad you did. Hey, Missy, good to see you again. My folks from the Breakthrough membership, we just got done with a meeting, and so we have some ladies over here in the group who we're just chatting, and actually we're going to talk about some things that we were chatting about in our membership group. But yay, you found us, Billy. I'm so glad. So hey, Jackie. So what I want to talk about today is we're going to talk about tomorrow's strategy, and I think this strategy for tomorrow and for, I don't know, the rest of your life. This one thing, this one thought process, and this change in how I viewed food completely changed my life and my relationship with food. It completely changed it because it was, oh, look, my mom's on. Isn't this exciting? Hi, Grandma. Good to see you. It really totally changed just how I viewed food. So that is what we're going to talk about today for the podcast. Is we're going to talk about this tiny little shift that I made and that I really try to share with all of my members, all of my clients. I just really, for me, it's been such a huge, significant thing. It's been a huge change for me. And so we're going to talk about that today. So the strategy for day number 4, and for those of you who if you're listening on the podcast, we've had 3 previous days of strategies on each of our days to help us not only get through this week, moving through Thanksgiving, but also just to survive and to get through and to get by throughout the holidays, because the holidays can be very much a stressful time. Hi, Debbie. Hello, Jamie. How are you? Thank you so much for the wish, and I will let Jackson know too. Please know that I miss you, and so I would love to catch up with you as well. So we have been talking about various strategies that we can use throughout the week. So I'm just going to recap what we've talked about this week. So the first strategy that I shared with everybody was the whole idea, and this is not only for the holidays, but this is every day. You need to have your own back. You need to be your biggest cheerleader, and you need to be talking nicely to yourself. Your internal dialogue at this time of year and all times of year needs to be kind, compassionate, loving. We have to start addressing our negative self-talk. What are we saying about ourselves? What are we saying to ourselves in those quiet moments? We need to be our biggest cheerleader. All right. And so, hey, Gloria, so we need to make sure that we do that. That needs to be an everyday thing. But especially now, we need to be saying kind things about ourselves. We need to be talking nicely to ourselves. So that's the first one. The second was that we need to disregard, we do not need to let the comments or the opinions of other people impact the decisions that we make. And we do not need to let other people dictate how we feel about ourselves. That has to end. And so what I talked about yesterday was the whole idea of, if you have people, because we all have them. We all have them. Pardon me, my dog is really wanting a WALK, and it's not happening right now. So I need to, I'm trying to keep him quiet with the snap. It's not working. But we need to make sure that when we're in the presence, and let's be honest, sometimes we have family members, sometimes we have family, friends, family members, the people that we're spending the holidays with that might not be the most uplifting, the most positive, the most, inspire people that are really going to make us feel good. And we need to remember that above all else, we need to protect our peace. We need to protect how we're feeling. We need to make sure that we are valuing ourselves and we're not putting ourselves in a position where we're going to get triggered. We're going to start to feel poorly. We're going to start to feel bad because we're going to let those outside influences and those outside voices come in and make us feel badly about ourselves. Hey, Trina. Oh my gosh, this is like a rise up day today. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for coming. And so we really need to make sure that we are protecting ourselves. So, one of the things that I used to always think is somebody would say something and I just needed to laugh and just be like, ha ha ha, like kind of just go along and not, and just kind of put up with it. We don't need to put up with it. We don't need to get into a verbal assault with somebody. We don't need to try and change someone else's opinion. But what we do need to do is, if you have that relative that's going to say something about you gaining weight or losing weight, because sometimes, I don't know if y'all know this, but sometimes it's either you've gained too much weight, you've lost too much weight. No one's ever happy. They always are going to say something. That was always my thing, is that people would either comment about how I had gotten too skinny, or they'd comment about, my butt looked big, whatever it was. So there was always something. But when you have those people, we can't change how they are, but we don't have to be around it. So you get yourself up and you go into another room. If somebody is not saying things that are uplifting to you and they're not making you feel good, you get up and you go into another room. That's how we handle it. And I do see, I apologize. I do see that sometimes my video is cutting in and out. So I apologize for that. Internet, that's the way it is. So that's our second one. Third one was that we need to always remember, and this is what oh gosh, my mind totally went blank on the oh, I'm not liking this. Hold on a second. I'm going to change this. Hold on. We're going to move to a different internet. Oh no, that was a good one. Okay. All right, we're good. Let's hope that one's going to work. Okay. So we need to make sure that, so strategy number 3, and that's the strategy for today and for tomorrow. And actually I'll post one for tomorrow, but this one I think actually goes for both days. I will post one later on tonight, but this strategy is what I think is the most important one. And that is that every single one of us has to know that food is not going anywhere. We are never going to be without food. We are never not going to have it. And tomorrow doesn't need to be a day, for those of us celebrating Thanksgiving, it doesn't need to be a day where we think, oh my gosh, I have to eat as much as I can right now because I'm never going to see this food again and it's never going to taste this good. And what does this mean for me? Y'all, we're always going to have it. Food is always there. It's always there. And so that is, for me, it's been the most significant thing, and the most significant change in my life has been recognizing that food isn't going anywhere, that I am always worthy of eating anything that I want. And I know for some people that is such a hard concept to come up with because we are so conditioned to think that we have to diet and we have to restrict ourselves. We have to, not have certain foods. Food is food. And when we continually go back and forth and we continually keep thinking that we have to be good in order to lose weight, because there's good food and there's bad food. And when we eat good food, we're good. And when we eat bad food, we're bad. That sets us up, because then we make food and what we eat about the kind of person we are. And that has nothing to do with the kind of person we are. Nothing. So we have to remember that food is food. Tomorrow is a day, and it's a day that we celebrate our families, and we get together and we celebrate community and connectedness. And the focus tomorrow needs to be on those people that are sitting at the table with you, and the love that you share with them, and how much you convey that love to them, whether it's on a regular basis or whether it's that one time a year when you get to see them. Don't make it about the food. Make it about the connection, and the connection with those people that you love. And what I would encourage everyone to focus on is making sure that you attend those meals and you say what you need to say to people. You share how you feel with people, how you feel about people with them. Make that your focus. Make that the objective of tomorrow and getting together. The objective is to connect with people, to make them feel loved, to share with them how you feel about them. That's the most important thing, because that's what's going to make a difference and is what's going to be something that's going to be long lasting. And it's not about eating everything that we can, or not honoring ourselves, not valuing ourselves. Can you eat what you want? 100%. I don't want anyone who's listening and hearing my voice to decide like, oh, I don't want to have that. Oh, because that's fattening. No, have it, but don't have it like it's the last time you're ever going to eat it, because it's not the last time you're ever going to eat it. So we have to remember that this honoring of ourselves is really allowing ourselves to be able to give ourselves what we need, but also share that love with other people, because what we ultimately always want is we always want to be feeling good. And when we share how we feel about other people in that loving, affectionate way, that's going to make us feel better. We're absolutely going to feel better. I'm sorry, I need to speak to my dog for just a second. You need to stop, really. Okay. This is like having a child, y'all. Oh my goodness. So, I didn't want to go on too long today. I wanted to just make sure that everybody knew how there are so many things that you can do to, move yourself through tomorrow and value exactly what it is and what, why we're spending time together. Remember why we have the holiday. Why are we spending time together? Who are the people that you love? And remember to share with them how much you love them, because that's really what's the most important thing. That's the most important thing about tomorrow. And the food, it's just a side. It's just a side. It's just an extra. It's an extra bonus, but we want to make sure that we're sharing our love with other people and the people that we care about. So I'm going to make this short, sweet, and to the point, because I know many of you probably have some cooking to do. You might have some traveling that you need to do. So again, whenever you're listening to this podcast, whether it is next week, the week after Thanksgiving, or it is in a year from now, or it's the middle of the summer, the most important thing that I want you to remember is that food never goes anywhere. It's never going to be taken away from you. You always have access to it. And you make sure that when you are with others, the focus is on those relationships and the connection that you have with those people, and sharing how much you love them and making sure that they know that by the end of that meal. So again, thank you so much for joining me. Again, short, sweet, and to the point. Everyone who is watching on my personal profile, thank you so much for being here. We have a challenge going on right now. And so we want to make sure that we go ahead and put your gratitude in, because if you're in the challenge, your daily planner goes in the morning, your gratitude goes in the evening. I will post the gratitude post on my personal profile, so you can add your gratitude. There's lots and lots to be grateful for today, as there is every day. But and again, tomorrow in routine, fill out your planner, posted in the group or posted in the, on my personal profile. I'll have a thread up in the morning, and I'll have a strategy for you tomorrow as well. I'll put it up tonight, and we'll go ahead and we'll make tomorrow a very, very successful and positive and uplifting day for everybody. All right. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a great Thanksgiving if you are celebrating. And I will see you all next week. Those people in the group, I will see you are on my personal profile. Those of you who are participating in the challenge, I will have stuff up for you tomorrow as well. Okay. All right. Take care, y'all. Have a great holiday and enjoy those people you love. All right. Take care.